3, 2, 1.
My audio okay?
I think so.
Move it up a little, just in case.
3, 2, 1.
That's a bad clap, but it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to That Range Life, a show sometimes about golf. That's Chris McHugh, and I'm Bill Bush. Thank you for joining us in the garage. If you're watching on YouTube, go down below, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified every single goddamn time we post a video.
Every time.
And maybe give us a like while you're there, okay? And if you're listening to the podcast,
Right.
you keep downloading it, you keep telling your friends, leave those 5-star ratings and a review.
Yep.
We do not hate you.
No, we are.
And
right, no.
We do not necessarily hate the PGA Tour.
Right.
I would say we're indifferent, but we don't hate you for hating or loving the PGA Tour.
Correct.
We don't
correct.
really care.
If you want to leave a review like that, go over to Golf Unfiltered podcast and leave a review there.
My guy, I regularly, I said it last week, I regularly text Adam the joy that gave me.
Yeah.
And I know him. I like to think it gives him the same amount of joy.
I think it does. I think it does.
It's good. All right, so do all those things. It's call to action. We're making a show. Before we get started here into the things, Chris, I'd like to present to you. We've talked about it often and exchanged text messages.
Yeah, this thing's massive. You don't want to split it in half?
No.
I can't eat that whole thing.
I gave you, this
It's as big
is
as my face.
an end piece. Okay, this is a signature. Deborah Bush, my mother, cookie bar creation. Chocolate chip cookie bar with chocolate chips. That is a Reese's peanut butter pumpkin on top with peanut butter M&Ms. Oh, you see a cross section when they're inside. Yeah. They are delightful. But I don't know. I'm
diabetes.
I tend to like the crisp, the brownie. Like, do you like the ends or the middle? Like, I like the ends, but I figure it's big enough to kind of get the best of all worlds. So, anyway, that's for you to enjoy.
It's bomb. It's delicious. Carry on with the show.
I say, I did know this would be a commitment, and I didn't really think how we would continue while you enjoy it. And I know you're not the type to be like, well, I'll just take a bite here and there. So, oh, okay. That's going to go great with your teddy bear kiss. Take a drink right now. While you have some in there, like milk and cookies. Mm-hmm. How is it? Good?
It's actually really good.
If our thumbnail isn't me like this and you taking the drink, I don't want to do the show anymore.
It was really good. We'll do it again.
Nice. I never thought of that combo until I saw it. Perfect. Mm-hmm. All right. So what do we have to talk about? We've been talking about the 1,000 subscriber giveaway contest. We got some preliminary hits on participants. Mm-hmm. And I said, Chris, it's time for you to go play bad cop and finish this list up. So maybe you could fill in some holes. But here's what I know.
I didn't do that.
All right. So we have some holes to fill in. But so far, we have some Bridgestone E12 contact golf balls to give away. We have, I don't remember if it's one or two, but it's at least one set of Golf Pride CPX grips. Full set, standard size. For those that you don't know, they are the BMX-inspired grips that I really want to put onto a BMX bike sometime and try riding it. And likewise, we are going to put BMX handle grips on a golf club and try playing with it. That content coming soon.
Makes sense.
What else? We've got
a pair of Revo sunglasses.
A pair of Revo sunglasses. Now, if you haven't worn Revo sunglasses, I will tell you this. They are the bee's knees. They're as premium gets. And if you think about like your $800 Gucci glasses or whatever, these are going to be fundamentally better sunglasses, premium lenses. They work with NASA.
Right.
For glass and glass for space, as well as various optics.
Protective eyewear.
And those helmets?
Sure.
They're probably involved in those somehow. But Revo is very heavily involved in that. The ski world, they know what they're doing. Their shades, as good as it gets. So a free pair of glasses from Revo.
How about some True Linkswear shoes?
You know who really likes True Linkswear golf shoes?
This guy.
Us. We do. Hey, look at that. True Links wear golf shoes. Get some of that in there.
Fujikura, shaft and swag, I believe.
Shaft and swag. Yeah. So you're in the market for a new Aventus TR Red, one of the top hits on DrivingRangeHeroes.com these days. Check it out over there. Maybe you can get a shaft in our giveaway. Mm-hmm. I heard it come out of my mouth. I heard it. That. What else? What else do we have?
How about some stuff from our pals over at Noonan Golf?
Noonan Golf.
Miles and Marcus over there supporting the channel. Hey, shout out Miles. Hopefully this is, well, no one that knows Miles will watch this, but he's expecting his first child next year.
Congrats, and I'm sorry.
Learned that today, so that's exciting. So yeah, they're gonna throw in some stuff.
How'd you learn that?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
It had to do with the email I sent to
I was gonna say, because I feel these are the rare times where I feel bad for the lack of social media participation. Which, by the way, the lack of social media participation I've talked to you about. My algorithm right now is all sorts of screwed up, random shit that I'm getting in there.
When they're not sure, they just throw everything they can think of at you.
Everything. Yeah, everything.
So Noonan's gonna pitch in. How about some swag from Asher Golf? They are going to participate as well. Mm-hmm. And you have a rangefinder that you're throwing in, right?
I do. Here's the catch on that. I played in this golf tournament, which we're going to talk about. Okay. And I said to my friend, last minute says, hey, I have an emergency. My rangefinder's acting up, and my wife lost hers. I said, buddy, not only do I have one you can use that I know is good, I have another one I can give you to hold you over till whatever, see whatever. I went, oh no, that was the giveaway. But here's the catch on it, Chris McEwen.
What?
It's okay, because I had two of those rangefinders.
I was going to say, I thought you had an extra. Right.
One in the box, in the plastic still, we're good to go.
All right.
But it was a scare.
How about, we never really discussed this one, but you can choose from 3 Tour Edge Series 700 putters.
You can. Well, maybe you can choose from 3. There will be a Tour Edge Wingman 700 Series putter available. Okay. Here's the catch for the contest. If you are that winner, as Chris is going to cover how that works, you may have to wait a little bit depending on content-making decisions we choose. Right. And it's a free $200-some putter. You're okay with that.
Right.
And then you can go, my God, that was my putter in that video.
It's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Or you can wait until after that video drops to choose which one you want.
Perhaps.
And then we'll send it to you. Okay. So this has been, I didn't think this was going to take as long. Free pair of sunglasses, 2 dozen Bridgestone golf balls, Fujikura shaft, some swag.
Yep. Golf Pride grips.
True Links wear shoes.
Yep.
I mean, right there. We're not even done.
No.
Noonan Golf, Asher Golf, rangefinder, a Tour Edge 700 Series putter, a putt out with the mat from my own personal collection.
This got me thinking, where's mine?
So that is part of it. And how about, from my own personal collection, an Arcos Caddy Link with all the sensors / nubs that you could possibly need for your bag.
We're stupid at giving this all away. We're like wasting it all here. That's how much this 1,000 subs thing means to us.
It's true. So that's the prize pack. That's all in one. You win all those things if you win this contest.
One person's going to win all of it?
One person's going to win all that stuff.
Oh, I thought we were doing multiple winners.
One person. Multiple winners is a whole thing. We have to pay for that. It's a whole thing.
Oh, my God.
One winner. So here's how you enter, ladies and gentlemen, because I know you're wondering. There's a link in this description of this video in which you can click, and there are multiple ways you can enter. The one that you have to do, you have to be a subscriber to this channel, and you have to comment on this video. And I want you to comment what you're most excited to win from that prize pack. So comment that below, and you're entered. Subscribed, comment. Now, there are other ways to enter. You can go and read some of the stuff of Bill's on DrivingRangeHeroes.com. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. All those things will get you extra entries. And then you're in. And it's going to run through the end of this month, October 28th. We will draw names the show after
God,
that.
all of that stuff to one person?
Tell you what,
Listen,
it's really something.
has a lot of stuff to one. And here I thought, you guys, that we are going to have multiple winners, but no, someone's going big.
Nope. Someone's going to get all that stuff.
Bear with us, winner. One winner. The logistics sound
That's
like a
the other
nightmare.
thing. That's the other reason we did one winner, because the logistics alone.
We are a show sometimes about golf, and I want to be clear with everybody. We are great at this portion of the story, so
True.
you know that. If you watch this, you know that. Be patient with us. We'll figure it out. We'll get you taken care of.
It's all free stuff anyways. You'll be fine.
It's all free stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways.
What else we got to talk about?
You want to hear about my gambling failures?
Oh, boy. After 2 weeks ago, it was so good.
Yeah, after I was able to buy this new camera with the winnings from 2 weeks ago. Last week I took a week off because I was busy drinking and playing golf. I'll just, nobody cares about anything. No one cares about anyone's fantasy football team. Nobody cares about bets you win or lose, right? But I'll just say this. I had 4 bets on Sunday, and I don't play games straight up. I always play parlays. We've talked about this. Either single game, multi-game, whatever. The Sunday morning game that was played in London, that kicked off at 8:30.
Oh, yeah.
Put in a same game parlay, 4 bets. 3 of the 4 hit. The one that didn't hit was, all the hard ones were hit. Like, you can bet, like, if so and so scores a touchdown, so and so receives extra yards, whatever, passes for X yards. The Vikings didn't cover, of all things. So I lost that one by 1 bet. I had a 5-game parlay, 5 separate games, 5 picks. 4 of those 5 hit. And then I had one other late in the afternoon, same game parlay. 3 out of the 4 of those hit. And I finally made my money back on the 2 afternoon, 1 Sunday night game. So I ended up like $30. But
The way you set this up, like this was going to be a gambling tragedy.
well, I mean, it's just a tragedy because it's one pick out of multiple legs of these games. Like, had all those hit, you'd be sitting in front of 3 GoPros with lavs and new lighting. We may be paying for a new studio.
But
had all those hit.
I don't want a new studio.
It doesn't matter what you want.
But
we'd actually have we'd have new tables and chairs.
that I would take.
Because I would like those chairs, those director's chairs.
Yeah.
That's next on the list.
If we get those though, like we're not getting just plain ones, right? We have to get them custom. Like,
yes, of course.
And you won't even see them on camera like that.
Right. No, that's not, it's irrelevant.
It's just how we roll.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be ecstatic with that, but this is also probably why I don't gamble, because to me it's.
I mean, if all those hit, it's $1,000 day.
Yeah.
Instead, I won like 100.
Oh no.
Yeah, but that's not fun.
Oh well, that's fun. That's fun.
I took it. I didn't complain.
Right.
But anyways, that was my.
That's not so bad.
Yeah.
Let me tell you real quick. This show sometimes about golf, about my golf tournament I played in on Wednesday that I told you about. Mm-hmm. 27 holes.
Right.
Mixed format. Best ball, Chapman, gross net. So, each 9 holes.
Okay.
So, we get paired with this other member, and actually because, last minute cancellations, there's very few teams that are like member. It's pretty much member guest, but this one was a member. 2 lovely guys. Had a great time with them. The one of them, like, just as steady as can be, and I sort of figured country club guy, good player, probably a lawyer or something.
Right.
I'm like, so what'd you do? He's a financial guy. Talked about all the market stuff. I go, normally you guys are too high strung and on edge to be just so calm and even and steady throughout 27 holes of golf. He goes, yeah, pretty much. Played golf at Dartmouth.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I said, I went to Illinois State and played club hockey. Not a big deal. Really good time. So the tournament was cool. This Chapman format is really neat. You play it, if you don't know it, the way you play it is you both tee off. Mm-hmm. You switch balls.
That's right. You remember you telling me this, yeah.
You both hit in. So, all right, we switch. We both hit in. My guy who hit, so my partner hit my ball. Say we go, okay, that's the one we're gonna play. Now it's alternate shot. So I hit the next shot. Now we played. If I hit his ball in, we took that ball, we would have played. He would have hit the next shot, and then you alternate.
That's pretty fun.
It's fun. I probably missed between that and then in the gross portion, 6 putts, 3 to 7 feet, and we're talking like I not yips.
Right. And on a course that you're familiar with.
Yeah, and they weren't. I would say the greens weren't putting too difficult. They were They weren't receiving a golf ball, so you couldn't stop anything. They were rolling true, so they're fast, but like they weren't difficult. That's the best way I can put it. And difficult enough. They weren't, but I just I hit the ball where I meant to hit it, and maybe I just hit a little hard. So like it horseshoed. I did that a handful of times. There's times I just missed it completely. No idea why. And of course now I'm like, that's it. God knows what putter's going in the bag, but something's got to change. You can't account for though the first hole of the day. Best ball, people popping strokes and whatever. And my partner was going to be in for 6 or something. I don't know. I think I'm putting for bogey. Who cares? But I hit like a 25-foot uphill snaking putt, make it. I also know I'm probably done for the day, But I had a couple long big putts and then a couple close calls on long big ones. But the short putts I missed, I should have made. But then the just little gimme things that I just missed by miles. Yeah, so bad.
Yeah. And then you got to putt everything out, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
That was the other thing. I was like, pray for me. I have to play with real rules.
Yeah.
Which kind of a testament to the day. I didn't really come into effect much. I think I only had to take one drop where I actually had to think about the rule for a little bit, and that's because it wasn't even a shot I hit. I was put into an unfavorable position where it's an unplayable.
Oh yeah.
We were in a hazard, but it's a dry ditch, so you can actually play out of it. But it's an old river or creek bed, so the sides are hard, and the ball was just nestled up in this thick grass that normally I would just slapped out of. But if I did, it just would have gone straight in the sink. It would have been back in there. It wouldn't matter anyway, so I had to take it unplayable, drop behind him. Wait, how far back can I go? An angle? So we all worked our way through that.
You can go as far back as you want, right?
Right. Yeah. Don't worry, I hit a terrible shot after that anyway. Right. But that kind of case in point. But I thought I thought I hit it okay. It wasn't like I flubbed it or whatever. It just wasn't a good shot.
Yeah.
And that was my day. It was on one of the par threes, I stuck shot to 2 feet from 142 yards. Nice. Easy tap in. Well, would it end up being an easy putt for me the rest of the day, but easy tap in birdie.
Yeah.
I almost drove a couple greens that aren't typically drivable, one into the wind. I also had drives that were the country clubs in River Forest. We're somewhere over in Elmwood Park. Just nowhere in between. It was nowhere in between. And to the point, I had so much fun, and the event was really good. Yeah. I knew a lot of people there. They did a really great job. I was telling my wife when I got home, today was a perfect example. God, I love golf. And the weather was excellent and couldn't have asked for more. It was such a good event. But it was not, my golfing just wasn't fun. Right. It was so bad. And so as I'm walking up one of the fairways with my buddy Mark, it's so Billy, he calls me Billy, what golf plans do you have for the, any plans for the off season? I go, honestly, and we might have played, 21 holes at this point, 18 holes, somewhere in there. Honestly, as you can see today, it's all over. Doesn't make sense. I think I'm probably in that spot of it's best if I just put them away for a while. Don't swing clubs or anything. Then, of course, I'm saying, I run a golf review website and I make golf videos on the YouTube. Don't know how much of an option that is.
I don't know how much I'll let you do that.
But
especially now in the off season when we can get really into hijinks. We got fun.
Well, and then I thought of that. I go, but if I'm only focusing on hijinks, that's a different story.
Right.
And I said to him, I go, there's a certain. He goes, I think it's good to get away. I think there's something we said about that. I go, yeah, and it's sort of if you don't really play golf for 1 month, 2 months, whatever, you put that stuff away. When you come back, you're not God, I got to get my driver under control. You're like, I have to hit the ball forward. And I have to get everything under control.
Right.
And I have no sense of what my wedge feels like or what my putter feels like. Everything's just...
It's like a clean slate.
Yeah, get golfing again. I have new bad habits to break.
It's funny you say that because I played Wednesday as well. Mm-hmm. And I was tired. My body was tired through that whole round.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I was worn out. I was not mentally in a good place. My body didn't want to do what I wanted it to do. So I kind of mulled my way around a beautiful golf course for a couple hours. Boy, I'll tell you what, we're not going to play it this year. Okay. We're going to play it next year because they're doing some more work to it right now. We had to play one of the first, I think it's a par 5, but one of their signature holes back up the hill. We had to play it as a par 3 because they're doing some renovations on it. I'll tell you what, that golf course, Flossmoor Golf Club, they are not resting on their laurels by any means. They continue to, restore, to improve. Tree removal is a big deal to them. They had one green, number 10. It's a par 5. It's gorgeous, awesome squared off green. They had trees that were kind of blocking the backside of the green and causing issues. And they're like, those are gone. Now they're gone. It's that kind of stuff where they're like, nope, we're not going to deal with that. We're getting rid of them. So, and I'll tell you this. Next year we'll play it for sure. Do not, by any means necessary, be above the hole. On any hole on that golf course because, God, all of us, even the guys that they've played it over and over again, you can, on some of these greens, and the other thing too is like the greens defend themselves, right? Like you're saying, like they just are not receptive, which makes chipping, off the green really fun. Right. Because it's just going to go forever. It's just going to roll. But, man, there have been so many times where you got a 4-foot putt, and if you go just 6 inches long from above the hole, you're dead.
It's all those golden age golf courses. Footer. It's like they never thought, like, you know what, we could get real clever and have this one, like, just drain all the way back or off to the side. They were like, you know what? Fine, if you go too long, you can come, or too left or too right, you can hit like one of these drainage runoff things. Yeah. But every single one of them, like, I got an idea. Let's just slope them all straight back. And I'm sure it had a lot more to do with back in the day, the whole, like, you didn't have rangefinders and whatnot, so the visual deceptive cues, I bet that played a huge role in it. I feel like Langford might have been the only one. That's not. No, there's this guy. Like, I know. Right. But Langford, okay, fair. He'd have a lot. Like, why is this sloping on the what? Yeah. He got a little nifty with his greens. Yeah, but he could push dirt around with the steam shovel. A lot of these guys were using horses. He could bury a goddamn train somewhere. That's right. Yeah. But God, it's just still such a fun golf course, and it will reward great shots, and it'll punish bad ones. And I mean. Is it terrible when you say they're doing all that stuff there, though? Like, knowing it's past and I would say just the general circumstance that has followed Southside golf. Like, I'm like, please don't. I understand why they're throwing the money up. Like, yeah, they got a good system kind of set up when I was talking to Marco about it. So they have their membership, which has grown, year on year. Which is good. COVID probably helped them a good bit for sure. They also have a partnership with the East Bank Club. Yep. So that really helps. They have a partnership with what's the one golf club where they travel around to play different New club. They have a partnership with, so they're not just relying, on their sort of membership to support this stuff. They're kind of branching out. And I think the East Bank Club partnership is brilliant. That is brilliant because, I mean, think about where those people live. Well, and all those, I felt like all those East Bank guys, I don't know about you, but everybody I knew at East Bank's like, we have these simulators. Like, oh boy. Right. You know what I'm going to do in June instead of playing on a simulator? I'm going to go play golf. And it's not even a simulator. I was a member of East Bank for a long time. They have the indoor driving range. It's about, you hit it, I think it's 75 yards
long.
It's longer than I thought.
Yeah, it's maybe it's not. Yeah, I think it's something like that. But the simulators are just. You could set it up as a monitor with a TrackMan, and you're hitting it 75 yards, and you're looking at the TV. It's not a sim like you would think, right?
So there you go, perfect, and give those guys somewhere to play real golf.
Totally, and they coach there and they teach there and stuff, and then before you know it, you have members. And so I think they're doing a good job with that kind of stuff. So hopefully, yeah, it's. But yeah, I don't think. I also think George and those guys, the owners, they're not doing it just as a pet project necessarily. Just like they love it and they love the course and all that kind of stuff. But I think they're also.
But I think think of Raviso.
Purposeful.
The best thing Raviso had going for it was the owner was like, I don't care if it loses money. Mm-hmm. And I think he's like, I mean, I don't know if I'll say that,
right?
But I think the fact that he's just like, I can perpetually lose money on this. And at some point, I feel like you can't perpetually lose money on something. Sure. So in my mind, I hope those guys are like Dr. Claude over at Raviso, just like, we'll perpetually lose money on this until we get it figured out.
Yeah. No, I think they're doing okay. They're doing some really cool and smart stuff too. So whoever like the soup or whoever's there that's doing this stuff is really, really smart about it.
I would like it to see, maybe it is more than I realize, but to see it become a little more accessible. I get it, keep it private, and I can't say I don't understand it. Mm-hmm. But because the Chicagoland area versus so many other states is so bad about I guess the disparity between public and private golf, and then the whole semi-private or access to private. You get out of here, and all of a sudden, other states are like, it's fairly affordable to belong here, or get some sort of associate membership, and here it's just not that. So it'd be nice if somebody like them could set the trend.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, if I was going to have a membership anywhere, it'd probably be there. It's a 35-minute drive from the city. It's a great golf course. It's a cool vibe. It's old.
Listen, if you get a membership there, I have no problem with that. That works.
Right, of course, right. Anyways, I don't know how we got on that, but I played it, and it was okay. I played terribly, but my body was...
You know
I
what?
I was not into it.
Get through your golf trip, collect yourself. Let's make the few videos we know we have to make, and then let's just start getting up to the hijinks. It's hijinks.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I haven't swung a golf club since I walked off the 18th green at Flossmoor. My hands were destroyed, but my body was tired. I might go hit golf balls tomorrow, but otherwise I'm saving myself for the finale, the grand finale of my 2022 golf trip.
Yeah, do that, and then let's get up to some hijinks.
Once I come back from that, it's all hijinks.
I do have these cravings to be like, God, the weather's so good right now. Yeah. This is the best time of year for golf, in my opinion, in our area.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Let's talk about the Goodwill games. So based on the conversation we just had dealing with some production stuff, we might not be doing that till next year.
We're not doing that this year.
I don't know.
No way.
I'm not willing to give up on it.
We'll do it next year. You got to start. We got to map this stuff out. We got to get contestants. We have to get.
We have the field. I have people who are committed, but I got a problem.
Committed.
In that, I have extras for that reason. I have a problem though. As I've been hunting, it's I'm always open for something new, something better, whatever. And there's a certain bit of I can't stop.
Right.
And I was texting Adam Unfiltered. I said, when I say the words Orlamar Tri-Metal to you, what immediately comes in your head? And he said Barney Adams. And I'm thinking at the time, because Barney Adams was the Tight Lies.
Tight Lies, right.
And at the same time the Orlamar Tri-Metal was big, the original Adams Tight Lies was big. I said, that's fair. I go, for me, it's the infomercials. I hear Orlamar Tri-Metal and Adams Tight Lies, it's those infomercials. And that led me to text you about, I wish you were golf aware then. I'm talking now. I think you would have been too old, but you would have been aware of it every day in the summer. We've talked about it on the show. Every day in the summer, I'd wake up, eat my cereal, and watch on Sports Channel the
Sports Channel.
Right. What's up, Jim? What's up, Jim Blaney? I'd watch the Adams Tight Lies infomercial for 30 minutes. Then I'd watch the Orlamar Tri-Metal one for 30 minutes.
Oh my God.
The Tight Lies one was always kind of legit. You're like, all right. And I would argue a lot of club technology and shapes evolved out of that.
100%. Even I know that. Yeah.
So that that snake oil actually was onto something. But then the Orlamar Tri-Metal with the 3 weights, which in reality too made sense too. But that was one that seemed a little silly. But the more and more you watch that infomercial every day and memorize the lines,
Right.
you're like,
Go
hang
figure.
on, there's something here.
Go figure.
Then after that was the carbide putter, which had 2 tungsten weights towards the end. Again, a concept makes a lot of sense, but
Funny how that,
was a silly infomercial putter.
Yeah.
Then there was one, and I haven't seen any of them yet, but they're what is it called? Diamond core wedge, maybe. The face of the wedge had diamond cuttings in it for rougher, more friction.
Oh, for a grip, huh?
Yeah. And so this buddy of mine, anytime we'd be around a green or something, he'd go just do this into the sand with his club, and he's like, "Yeah, it's like that diamond wedge,"
no,
and and he'd be like, "Look," and I mean, it would put more zip on it, but
that's legal? Is that legal?
no,
Oh,
I don't think so. Maybe, I don't know.
It's got to be, right?
But you aren't getting clean grooves, so who knows?
Yeah.
But those infomercials just are burned into my skull. Well, the problem I have right now is, I've told you, we're at a point where we have enough bags, clubs. I'm a little light on putters, and I did get a really Goodwill wise, really good putter.
Yeah.
That I think might be the belle of the ball for the draft. But putters I might be a little light on, but I'm good everywhere else. Fairway woods, drivers, you name it. But I've found if there is an Orlamar Tri-Metal of any loft or an Adams Tight Lies, no matter how many I have,
You have to buy it.
I can't leave them behind.
Right.
And I know I'm wasting money. I mean, there is that. I'm keeping them out of the landfill, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
But it's just I can't leave it. A 9-year-old me would be so upset about it, or 11-year-old me, whatever. Even when we're done with this, first off, they might not get drafted and even get used.
Right.
Let's say they do, that's fine.
It's the principle of the whole thing.
What am I going to do with all of these? And I think it's all right, I'm going to donate a bunch back to Goodwill, I'm sure. Maybe I'll I do have some people who for legit causes could use some equipment. So I will donate to those groups. But I'm a little concerned of what's going to happen to this pile of clubs, and me going, I can't get rid of these Orlamar Tri-Metals and these Adams Tight Lies. So I have.
They'll go in eventually when they'll go in our studio that we eventually build.
Yeah. Or I feel like in this tournament talking about what do I still want to accomplish in golf, and seeing people older than me shooting kind of better scores, finding a new form later in life, and I guess that could be there, but there's a part of me, and I can't speak for you, I shot a lot of these lower scores already in my life. I crossed that off. I've done that. I'd love to do it again, don't get me wrong, but same thing.
That's like the Mitch Lawrence thing when I talk. Mitch has said, he plays hickories, only hickories, and he said you get to a certain point where you've hit a golf ball as far as you'll ever hit it. You'll score as low as you'll ever score. And from that point on, you're just playing for the joy and love of the game. So that's why he plays hickory stuff.
So I could see myself going, what am I chasing?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I feel like I'd love to chase competent consistency, not this wild, really, really, really good. I mean, Chris, there are some shots. You remember when we played Mount Prospect and I drove that green and we were just Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of shots like that.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of shots that look like I've never swung a golf club before. Maybe it'd be nice to just be I just go out and I shoot mid-70s. Okay, I can do that. I'm not saying that wouldn't be nice, but I feel like what I'm really chasing after, let me get a hole-in-one.
Oh, God.
And I feel like I have accomplished in my life the golf stuff. And maybe from that point on, it'll just be rounds of golf with hickory, Orlamar Tri-Metals. 1990s era Callaway Big Berthas.
Right.
Ram Laser FX irons.
Give me a set of Nike Sasquatch to go out with.
Right.
Right.
The square ones.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Right.
Sure. 100%.
I think that's it. I think that's where this goes. And and the other thing I'll say is there's a good golf bag. I showed you the one, the spiked shoes inside of them.
Yeah.
There's a good golf bag. They're $4, $7, maybe $10. I have a real hard time leaving them. In my head, I go, as you know, like all the cardboard boxes full of shit. Well, if I could just have some like solid, cool vintage bags, I could just put all the golf shit and clubs
Yeah,
in.
you could have a legit fucking museum in here.
So right now, that's my head. Like what'll happen with a lot of these bags? I found this wild, made in the USA custom Spalding bag, which I guarantee you in the 70s was probably, adjust for inflation, right? I don't know, in 70s dollars, but today's dollars.
Yeah.
Easily would have been $1,000 golf bag.
Yeah.
I mean,
crazy.
It's pretty ugly for that kind of money, but it's primo Spalding.
Yeah. Yeah. Heyday kind of stuff.
This thing's $8.
Yeah.
And then young Liam loves to dig through the pockets and see what local putt course tees are in there.
Right.
It's classic.
It's fun.
But I will say this. I've been saving this. This was a Goodwill find.
Okay.
This is golf trivia.
Shut up.
It was not in the golf section, but
oh my God, we gotta play that.
But maybe we do a little more focus one day. But let's do a sample right now.
Okay.
I've had this for a bit. We just haven't crossed paths.
Oh, it's gotta be a thing now. Like once a month, you gotta pull out the golf trivia game.
So, for example, when a ball is hit out of bounds, what is the penalty?
I'm very familiar with this one. I mean, it's 1 out, 2 in, right?
1 stroke.
Yeah, 1 stroke.
And I think when you get going with this, there's stuff where you're going to be like, well, who are we generalizing this for? That's not right.
Oh my God, this is I'm so happy that you have this.
In a set of wedges, which is also known as a lob wedge.
60 degree?
Yeah, 60-degree wedge.
Look at me, I know my shit.
Who commissioned the first golf course built in the UK? Is it A, Henry VIII, B, Mary Queen of Scots, or C, Elizabeth I?
B.
Correct. Mary Queen of Scots.
Hell yeah.
I do want one more.
Okay. And then we gotta end this shit.
We do. What golfer ended 9 years of final round frustration by winning the 1996 Memorial Tournament?
1996. God.
Memorial.
You had to ask me about actual pro golf, which I
If I'm
couldn't
not
care less about.
mistaken, Memorial is Barb.
That's Jack's. 96. 9 years of what was it? 9 years of frustration.
Basically, they had not won in 9 years. Yeah.
Tom Watson.
It's Tom Watson.
You're messing with me. There's no way.
I'm not going to dig through. Yeah, it's Tom Watson. Think of how 5 major questions goes, and you had, except maybe the lob wedge one. All right, the one penalty, you just nailed all those. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
This was $3.99, and I found it in the toy section. But then I looked at it, thinking some of the questions are a little dated, but it's from like 2000 something.
Is it? Yeah, I mean 96. They had a question for 96.
Was purchased in the Von Maur gift department. And for those wondering, it is not pronounced Mauer. It's
No, Von Maur. Yeah.
Maur. I know, my wife worked there.
Yeah.
And this, you think of that section, that like weird gift men's section where everybody's like, I'm going to get my dad's Father's Day present here. And you're like, oh, great, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what this was.
I'm so happy that you have that. That might be my favorite thing that you've found at Goodwill today.
Best $4 I've spent there.
100%.
Except the $5 Bulldog candle I have. That looks pretty good.
Fair.
All right. Plug stuff. What do we got going on the channel?
You've got we're going to do the hazardous green and red Project X hazardous green and red shaft unboxing.
Right on time, too. Posted this week is the Project X Hazardous Smoke RDX Green Shaft Review.
All right, great.
Red, it's coming. The red will get done.
All right.
And then the Encore 2022 Elixir Golf Ball.
One of my favorite. I love watching you play the Encore golf ball. It's one of my favorite things.
The Elixir is my preferred of the two we tested. So go check those out. All right.
Don't forget to enter the contest. Link is in there. Go and do that whole thing. Podcast listeners, the link is in that in your description too, but you'll have to go to YouTube to enter. So
just saying.
That's step one.
Go to YouTube and do it. It's Chris McEwen at Chris McEwen on the social medias. I'm Bill Bush.
Finish my snack.
DriveRangeHeroes.com, at Range Heroes on the social medias as well. This has been That Range Life, a show sometimes about golf. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Mr. Bush.